Hey everybody, welcome back to another cast of The Lord of the Rings, The Rise of the Witch King. I'm your caster, Master Cloud, and today I am on a casting spree. Actually, it's not really a casting spree, it's just the second game I've casted. So, let's see, this one is going to be on the map Lostriand. And as soon as this finishes loading up here, we will see the players. This is an online game that I played with. Actually, I don't even know who I played it with. So I do have myself spawning up in the top left side as Master Cloud. This is a 3v3 game, by the way. My ally in the center is going to be Zorro, spawning as Isengard, a race we do not see played very often. And finally, in the bottom, we have Mordor Strider as random, or Angmar. Our opponents across the way is ElvenWarrior 68. He is spawning right across from the other Angmar, so we have two Angmars. The EmperorofNubs. I actually remember this guy. He played a lot. So he's going to be as Mordor. Is this a 4K game or something? Why isn't he building anything? And in the top we have JTB spawning as goblins. Oh, he did build something. He must be going for an early hero or something. Zorro going for a couple of farms, going out for that macro start, and I did as well. So, oh, actually I did not. I do have a early barracks out in the front, so that is going to get some dwarves on the field fast, and that is to help secure that outpost for my team. Meanwhile, our Angmar friend is just going to ignore his outpost and charge in, actually going for the center, going for the Mordor guy, the EmperorofNubs, who still hasn't done anything other than one farm. He must be going for an early rush with like Gothmog. Yeah, that's what it is. So grabbing out the early hero there. And I actually knock off a builder there with those dwarves. That's a great pickup. But not in time to capture the outpost. And those goblins are just going to run by, but I am going to be able to capture that means, for myself. Meanwhile, Zorro, tons of farms. Look at this. The only thing he's built so far is farms, and he has like 6 to 8 of them. It's ridiculous. Now, the goblins are going to be focusing on my barracks, although, yeah, see how much damage they do. Holy cow. It's like the most garbage unit in the entire game right here. These pikemen come out and are going to be easily able to deal with that. Meanwhile, I have secured the outpost. Angmar finally catching on himself and grabbing those. Now, we do have several units of the enemy Angmar here. Who is this again? ElvenWarrior. ElvenWarrior as Angmar. Okay. And he's going to be moving down now, trying to, I would assume, go for that outpost as well. And 2 units are better than 1, so he will win this battle. And he does have reinforcing units as well, even more reinforcing units, and he is going for a second Hall of the King's Men. So he's going to have several units, or several unit producing structures. There's several barracks, so he's going to be spamming those Thrall Masters. Meanwhile, my dwarf's able to take out. That's my phone. And my dwarf unit's able to take out one of those farms on the top there, so I am going to be putting a little bit of stress on the goblins here. But he is continuing to just ignore my troops as much as he can here. Was not able to knock down my barracks. And I'm actually going for the Forge Works now to help counter some of these goblins, as of course the Battle Wagon just destroys them. You know, on the bottom though, the enemy Angmar is pushing forward, doesn't have quite as good of a stronghold as he would like, and this is still without any help from Zorro, who's going for wargs. This is what he saved up for. Wargs are even worse than goblins. Well, maybe not, but they're pretty bad. Gothmog here sniffing out my hidden dwarven troops in the top, and they're gonna have to flee from him. I do beacon to my allies that a group of goblins has made it through. I probably want Zorro to deal with that. Zorro actually going for a rush of battering rams. Oh my goodness, this is ridiculous. And does Agmar have any clue that this is coming here? I'm going to switch to ElvenWarrior's view a second. No, they have no view of that. So they do not know that that is there. They do not know that that is coming, and we'll see if that's effective or not. Meanwhile, we do have a huge battle up here. Tons of dwarves and goblins battling out. Half-troll marauders even getting in on the action, but against dwarves, are they effective? More effective than the goblins, but not effective enough, I don't believe. And Gothmog actually able to take out 2 units of dwarves right there. Oh, never mind. This pikeman got away. And they are level 2, so they will start regenerating their units. Now Gothmog coming down to deal with these as I clean up the remainder of these half-trolls. Zorro now up to 3 battering rams. Working... Is he working on a 4th? No. Looks like he's working on some other things, but actually going for Lurtz, one of the... probably the best Isengard hero. Isengard really does not have very good heroes, unfortunately. And that's probably, I would assume, why they're so rarely played. Now even these half-troll marauders, ignoring my troops, going straight for my mines, but it just hasn't been effective so far. He probably switched away from that as soon as he saw my forge works. That's why he switched away from the goblins and went for the half-trolls, but the half-trolls are much slower than, well, maybe not slower, but there's so much fewer of them, and so I just don't think it's been effective at harassing me. I can send look at this small unit here, and actually Prince Bran hunting them down now, so I do have him out. Now the goblins have regained this outpost here, but Isengard now spamming the warg pit or the warg sentries, and has finally gotten a barracks out, gotten some actual archers out. Isengard archers, I believe, have the crossbow, and I believe have the longest range of the game. I could be wrong on that, but Zorro seems to have forgotten about all of these battering rams. He does have 4 of them. Maybe he's just waiting for when the armies push. Meanwhile, more engagement up top here. I did throw down the barrel there out of the battle wagon, and that does burn away some of those goblins, but I'm not sure I have enough dwarves here to stop this many half-trolls, especially with the bats overhead. And Nazgul out now for Mordor. They slam into that battle wagon, killing it instantly. And Azog now for the goblins too, and that means trouble for me. Do I have any dwarven heroes out other than Prince Brand? I don't think so. Speaking of Prince Brand, I'm not even sure where he is at this point, but he's going to want to be very wary of those Nazgul. Meanwhile, on the bottom, finally Zorro and our Agmar friend here pushing through. Strider, I believe his name was. He does have Hawaldir out now, finally. One of the better Agmar heroes. And these battering rams need to go straight for the fortress. Not quite sure. They're taking a side route here. And the Nazgul come in and are going to focus those archers immediately. He needs more pikemen to deal with those. But without the Nazgul on top, I might be able to push back against these dwarves. But do I realize it, that the Nazgul are down there now and that I can push? I don't think so. I think I'm still worried about them. And that's why I'm getting out the healing well, getting out several units of pikemen, going for a 3rd unit of pikemen actually even. And on the lower side, the Nazgul actually did have to pull back there. Too many units that he did not want to lose those expensive units. And Mouth of Sauron now joining the Nazgul fray, so he does have a group of 7 horsemen here. And seeing that all of these archers are going to have to pull back, those battering rams all died. Completely useless, waste of money. And actually are going to feed the Nazgul and Sauron here to help level them up, so that was a complete waste of time and money by Zorro. Unfortunately, as cool as it was going to be. So I'm going to pause the video here, guys. If you want to check out part 2, please do. I will give you a link in the top right. If you go ahead and just click right on that, that'll take you right there. And I hope to see you guys there.